Good morning to all. I am V. Sandisri, Associate Professor, Department of ECE. Our college, Kallam Harnadreddy Institute of Technology, Guntur, was established in the year 2010 by Kallam Academy of Education Society. This society was founded by Sri Kallam Harnadreddy, an eminent industrialist in Andhra Pradesh state. I am delighted to bring to your notice about the salient features of our institution. Our institution offers BTech program in CSE, IT, AML, ECE, EEE, Mechanical and Civil. MTech programs in CSE, ECE, Mechanical, Civil and PG program in Business Administration, MBA. We offer diploma courses in EEE, Mechanical, ECE and Civil. We are proud to inform you that our college is accredited by NAC A grade from the academic year 2017-18. 4 UG programs BTech in EEE, Mechanical, ECE, CSE are accredited by NBA from the academic year 2018-19. Our institute is permanently affiliated to JN2K Kakinada from the academic year 2019-20. We have conferred UGC autonomous status from the academic year 2020-21. I welcome all the participants to this 5-day FDP on outcome-based education. It's my pleasure to welcome the dignitaries to this FDP. The dignitaries present here are Sri Kallam Harnadreddy Gavari, Chairman, Dr. M. Umashankar Reddy Sir, Director, Dr. B.S.V. Reddy Sir, Principal, Dr. S. Suryanarayan Sir, Dean of Academics, Dr. K.V. Ramprasad Sir, Head of EC Department, Dr. K.V. Subbareddy Sir, Head of CSE Department. The guest of this inauguration, Professor Maddali Surendra Prasad Babu Garu, CSI Regional Vice President 5. The dignitaries include 2 resource persons for our FDP. First resource person is Dr. V. Bhagiraj Garu, Professor of ECE and Principal, Siddhartha Institute of Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad. And the second resource person, Dr. S. Viswanath Raj Garu, Professor of CSE and Vice Principal, JNTH College of Engineering, Jagitshal, Telangana. Now, as a tradition, the praise song by Sakamuri Suhasini and Sukanya.
Mahaganapati Mahaganapati Manasa Smarami Mahaganapati Manasa Smarami Vasishtha Vamadeva Divam Gita Mahaganapati Mahadeva Sutam Mahadeva Sutam Guru Guhanu Ganapati.
Thank you. Now our coordinator, Nawab Muhammad Jubair Shah Basha sir, will talk about this FDP.
Good morning. I am named Zubair Basha, coordinator of this online 1 week faculty development program on outcome-based education. I invite our chief guest, Professor M. Surendra Prasad Babu Garu, CSI Regional Vice President 5, 2019 to 2021, and I invite our Honorable Director Sir, Dr. M. Uma Shankar Reddy Garu, Director KHIT. I invite Dr. BSB Reddy Garu, Principal KHIT, and I invite Dr. S. Suranarana Garu, Dean Academics, KHIT, Dr. KV Ramprasad Garu, HOD, EC Department, Dr. K. Venkata Subba Reddy Garu, HOD, CSE Department, and my colleagues, as well as the backbone of this event, the participants, and especially the other coordinator, Dr. K. Rajkamal Garu, EC Department, for this event. This event, as just now Madam mentioned, this event has two resource persons, Dr. S. Vishwanath Raju Garu, Professor and Vice Principal, JNTUH College of Engineering, Jagityal, Telangana, and Dr. V. Bhagyaraju Garu, Principal, Siddhartha Institute of Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad. These two are the persons, are the resource persons for this event. Regarding this event, outcome-based education is to enhance the quality of technical education. So program curriculum and teaching learning process, along with the evaluation of course outcomes and course attainments and program attainments. Regarding the Bloom's taxonomy skills, formulation of course outcomes, COPO mapping, as well as continuous improvement based on the attainment of program outcomes, program specific outcomes, continuous improvement and assessment tools for program outcome 6 to program outcome 12, and as well as evaluation guidelines for the Tier 1 and Tier 2. That is for both the UG and the PG programs. For this event, almost all we have received an interest of the participants up to around 650, and today morning only we have closed the whole registrations link. We have received many requests, but we have made it up to around 650. Throughout India we have received, not only from the South India, not only from our Andhra Pradesh or Telangana or Karnataka. From Delhi we have received, from Uttar Pradesh we have received, from Bengal we have received, as well as Maharashtra and South India whole part we have covered with the many participants. So this event will run for the 5 days from 21 to June to 25th June. Every day it has been scheduled at 10:30 a.m. and it will go up to 12:30 or 1 o'clock depending upon the time constraints given by the resource persons. Whereas on the last day, on the 25th June, we are having the assessment test and feedback, where every participant has to involve in the assessment test and give the feedback. And feedback is scheduled for each and every resource person. And attendance link is mandatory. You have to fill the attendance link, which is mandatory for all participants. And the attendance link will be posted during the session in the chat box of Google Meet software. And frankly speaking, we are not going to post in the WhatsApp group. So it is mandatory for everyone to give the attendance before the session completes. After the session completes, the link will be disabled automatically. So dear participants, it's a very good opportunity for all of us to learn and grow on the outcome-based education and get the benefit of this national level online 1 week FDP program on outcome-based education. So I request all the participants to join and learn enthusiastically with all these concepts, and you can implement at our college, at your colleges and your host institutions, and you can learn with the outcome based education which is required nowadays to perform the whole evaluations. So thank you for giving this opportunity. Hope you will enjoy all the sessions. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir, for introduction of this FDP. Now, it's turn to our HOD Dr. K.V. Ramprasad, sir, to give his speech on this auspicious occasion.
Good morning, one and all. Honorable Chairman, Sri Kallam Harnath Reddy Garu, respected Director, Dr. M. Umashankar Reddy Garu, beloved Principal, Dr. B.S.P. Reddy Garu, today's Chief Guest, Professor Maddali Suresh Prasad Babu Garu, so Vice President, Region 5, Computer Society of India, and the resource persons of this 5-day FDP on outcome-based education, Dr. V. Bhagiraj Garu, Principal Siddhartha Institute of Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad, and Dr. S. Vishwanath Raj Garu, Professor in CSC and also the Vice Principal of JNTH College of Engineering, Jagityal from Telangana, and heads of various departments, professors, deans, colleagues, and participants of this 5-day FDP on outcome-based education. A warm welcome to you all. So this is Dr. K.V. Ramprasad, heading the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering in Kallam Harnath Reddy Institute of Technology, and also one of the convener of this 5-day FDP on OBE. So I take immense pleasure of introducing my department, it is ECE department, on this great occasion. So the ECE department was established in the year 2010 with the inception of Kallam Harnath Reddy Institute of Technology with an intake of 60. In the next year, 2011, the intake was raised to 120. Again, in the year 2012, once again the intake was raised to 180. And we have got MTech in VLS and embedded system in the year 2019 with an intake of 18. The Department of ECE was accredited in the year 2018 for 3 academic years, that is 2018-19 to 2020-21. So this year we have submitted the compliance report and we are waiting for the results. We hope that definitely we will get extension and we get the letter from National Board of Accreditation very soon. So already we told, like Kallam Harnath Reddy Institute of Technology was accredited by National Assessment and Accreditation Council, NAC. So though it is a college level accreditation, as a department, we also feel proud of it because we are also part of AHIT. And coming to the strength of faculty, right now we are having 38 faculty members in the department. Out of that, 6 faculty are having PhD degrees. 4 PhD holders are acting as professors in the department. Of course, I am also one of the professors. And 2 faculty who are having PhD degree are acting as associate professors. And other than these 2 associate professors, we are having 9 more associate professors and having more than 10 years of experience. And most of them are pursuing their PhD. And 23 assistant professors are there and having more than 5 years of experience. That is the strength of our department. Coming to labs, we have very good labs established with the latest softwares and hardwares. And all the labs are established in such a way that at any time, all the 60 members can carry out the experiments. So spacious classrooms, sufficient tutorial rooms, spacious staff rooms, and a seminar hall exclusively for ECE department, having full-fledged audio and visual facilities. So these are some more salient features of our ECE department. But this year we are trying, that is JNTUK, to recognize Our ECE department has recognized the research center under JNTU region. Of course, till now we don't have eligibility because after having a PG course in the department, we should have gap 2 years. So that's why we are rating. That's why we are trying today this year for JNTU to recognize our ECE department as recognized research center under JNTU KREC. So with these few words, I'm trying to conclude my speech because very short period are given to me to talk in this occasion. Right? Hope all these days will go very well, smoothly, and all sessions will be held very nicely because the resource persons are really excellent. So we have long association with both the resource persons. Like one of the resource person, Dr. P. Bhagiraj Garu, my colleague and friend in earlier engineering college, and we have long association with the other resource person, Dr. S. Vishwanath Raj Garu also. So that's why we I'm confident that the sessions will go very smoothly and very nicely. And definitely, I hope and I strongly believe that you will get a very fruitful sessions these 5 days. You will enjoy a lot, and you will get whatever you are expecting from these sessions. Definitely, that is what I am expecting. So I hope and I believe these 5 days definitely will enjoy a lot. So thank you very much, and thank you once again. I thank you all for giving me such a great opportunity to be associated with you all. So thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable message. Now it's my pleasure to read the profile of our chief guest, Professor Maddali Surendra Prasad Babu Garu, CSI Regional Vice President 5. Dr. Surendra Prasad Babu Maddali was born in the year 1956 and came from a rural background with primary education in a village, college education in a town area, and PG education in Andhra University, Visakhapatnam city. He has undergone short-term programs in the engineering disciplines at various reputed institutions: IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur, NIT Mangalore, ISB Hyderabad, IIM Lucknow. He worked as a senior professor of computer science and systems engineering, Andhra University, Visakhapatnam, AP, and retired from service on August 31st, 2018. He served as a chairman, Faculty of Engineering, and ex officio member of Academic Senate, Andhra University, Vice Principal, AU College of Engineering, Chairman, BOS in CSSE, Head of the Department of CS and SE. He also served as member of Academic Senate of Acharya N.G. Ranga Agricultural University, Hyderabad from 2013 to 15. Member of BOS in Computer Science to both state and central universities in India. He also served as a member of award committees, Odisha Vignan Academy, Bhubaneswar for several years. He was the recipient of prestigious ISCA Young Scientist Award in 1986 from the hands of the then Prime Minister late Shri Rajiv Gandhi at an young age of 30 years. At the age of 60, he was given State Test Teacher Award in Engineering for the year 2015 by the government of Andhra Pradesh. In recognition of his teaching responsibilities to the utmost satisfaction of his students, he was also awarded the University Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishna Best Academician.
Madam, your speech is not, your audio is not visible. Madam, please correct your audio. Madam, please correct your audio.
He has put up about 39 years of academic excellent teaching about 10,000 young students in engineering on key fields of mathematics and computer science. He guided young 14 PhD scholars, 200 PG scholars in engineering, 100 UG students in engineering, and published more than 250 research papers in national and international journals and conferences. He was elected as the sectional president council member of the Indian Science Congress in 2007 to 8 and treasurer, CSA Visakhapatnam chapter in 1994. He was recently elected as regional vice president for CSI Region 5 for the period 1st April 2019 to 31st March 2021. He has exposure to various modes and standards of education, research, and extension services in the field of information technology and society. Many of his students consider him as their role model. He has a societal outlook and concern from problems faced by the rural folk and marginal farmers. He was a member of Inspection Commission, Accreditation Committee of AICT, National Board of Accreditation, visited more than 100 institutions all over India and gave invaluable suggestions for their development. He also visited Shantiniketan and tried his level best to establish a similar KG to PG institution in Andhra Pradesh. In this direction, he started Sri Vasavi Vignana Mandali, a purely service-oriented society, as founder secretary in 1984 itself. Determined to do service to the needy in the society, he tried his best to integrate his teaching, research, publications, and consultancy activities for the good of rural families. Now I invite Professor Maddali Surendra Prasad Babu sir to address the participants. Sir. Sir. Hello, sir.
Good morning.
Sir,
Sir.
Respected. Shall I give my talk, madam?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Respected Kalam Harnad Reddy Garu, chairman of the KHIT, Kalam Harnad Reddy Institute of Technology, and Dr. Umashankar Reddy Garu, director KHIT, Dr. BSP Reddy Principal, Dr.
Sir.
Yes, Surya. Yeah, are you not? Are you able to hear me?
Yes,
Are
sir.
you
Yes,
able to
sir.
hear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dr. S. Surinarayan Garu, Dean, Dr. K.V. Subbareddy Garu, HOD CSC, and Dr. K. Ram Prasad Garu, HOD ECE, Dr. Basha and Madam, and the speakers, Dr. V. Bangarraj Garu, Dr. S. Harnad Raju, Vice Principal JNTH Jagatyala, and participants, good morning to all of you. It is a great honor to me to address you as a chief guest of this 1 week FDP on outcome-based education. The institutions of higher education have the stigma of an ivory tower that plays a key role on community and social development. It includes a planned effort to build assets that increases the capacity of residents to improve the quality of life by providing the regular interactions with them. So Kalam Harnad Reddy Institute of Technology has been started as an education, an institution of higher learning in a rural village near Guntur. I'm very happy to associate with this program. Private universities and deemed universities have a liberty to arrange for a part of a curriculum as per their facilities, available facilities in higher education. I am of the opinion that use this opportunity to build an ivory tower to improve the quality of the life and for their upliftment. As far as the this accreditation process and the recognitions, etc., are very much essential for any institutions, because the government, the institution plan for organizing, for starting an educational institution, university check and the facilities and then give the affiliation to them. Once an affiliation is given, so of course the university is giving its curriculum to follow for their students, and they conduct various examinations and award degrees. Because in India there are hundreds of universities are there, and therefore each university is following a particular type of curriculum. But we need here a standard one. So to provide minimum standards to the higher education, the government of India has established this All India Council of Science and Technology, AICTE, and also National Board of Accreditation for accrediting these courses. AICTE verifies the physical facilities that are available in the college, and also of course the infrastructure and the teaching staff, everything, they will evaluate it and then give the permission. But the National Board of Accreditation is a body, so they will look into the details of how you are implementing these standards, these classrooms and seminars and etc., and what is the quality of the outputs of this institution. So as per the new accord, the AICT and NBA is shifted the engineering curriculum into outcome-based education. So institutions has to know about what exactly the aims and objectives of this outcome-based education, and therefore, so they in the beginning, NBA and AICT itself, they have organized some faculty development programs, and we were trained in those programs, and we were able to visit more than each one of us, visit more than 100 institutions all over India, and then assess what the education they are performing in their institution. I am very happy to say that Viswanath Raju and myself, your speaker Viswanath Raju and myself, have visited more than 3 or 4 institutions as a NBA expert, NBA accreditation committee members, some colleges in, I think it is in Maharashtra and one in Tamil Nadu. And I also very happy to say that present the NBA chairman, Professor K.K. Agarwal, and myself, we have visited 2 institutions in Chennai for NBA accreditations. I am very happy to associate with this, and our for any development into the country, engineering is very much essential. Engineering, so they plan and they design, they implement the things according to some systematic manner, and therefore, so the development will, gradual development will happen in India. So, digital India now, because of this COVID pandemic, this digital India has, even though earlier also our Prime Minister has given a call to digital India, after this COVID pandemic, this digital India came in a big way, and everywhere the educational institutions are following this online courses and online seminars and online workshops and etc., and so that the digital India has come in a big way, and so we are feeling the developments of the computer science and information technology all over the world. Computer Society of India is a 55 years old professional society established in 1965 at Hyderabad. Presently, it is having about 8 regions, more than 80 chapters, and more than 500 student branches with headquarters at Mumbai and educational headquarters at Chennai. Region 5 is spread over 3 states, namely Karnataka, Telangana, and Andhra Pradesh states, with the CSI chapters at Bangalore, Mysuru, Visakhapatnam, Vijayawada, Guntur, Koneru, Ongolu, and Hyderabad. There are about 362 student branches, 125 in Karnataka, 144 in AP, and 95 in Telangana. CSI regularly organizing a different professional activities like monthly professional meets, seminars, workshops, expert talks, awards professionals, publish newsletters at chapter levels. CSI also organizes student contest, seminars, professional meetings, expert lectures, conduct interactions with academic and institutional experts and student branches. CSI organizes National Annual Convention, National Annual Student Convention, regional level annual student convention, state level annual student convention. I'm very happy to announce that the Kalam Harnad Institute of Technology has organized several expert lectures under CSI to KHIT student branch. And for one lecture, I personally visited Kalam Harnad Institute of Technology, and I spoke on artificial intelligence in 2020. And in 2021, very recently, so they've also organized this state level annual student convention in Kalam Harnad Institute of Technology. I think it is in December 2020. I think it's December 2020. CSI recognizes people and institutions and present professional awards, academic awards, service awards, and they present it in its national, regional, and state level conventions. Apart from this, CSI also recognizes Best Accredited Student Branch, Largest Student Branch, Best International Student Events Host Award, Longest SPC Award, Maximum Publications in CSI Journals Award, Maximum Student Publications in CSI Journals, and Highest Committed Student Branch Award for student branches. Other popular awards are CSI E-Ratna Award, CSI E-Governance Award, and CSI Fellowships Award, CSI Honorary Fellowships Award, CSI Lifetime Achievements Award, CSI IT Excellence Award, CSI YITP Award, and Service Award for chapters. I am very happy to say that all these awards have been presented in January 2020 in Bhubaneswar, and the Chief Minister of Bhubaneswar was awarded the E-Ratna, CSI E-Ratna Award for the 2019 to 2020. Unfortunately, from March 2020 onwards, we are in dark. We could not conduct any direct meetings and etc. because of this COVID pandemic situation. But so I am very happy to say that in Region 5, especially in Region 5, that is in Karnataka, Andhra, and Telangana states, I have inaugurated more than 150 events online in this 1 year, that is March 2022, right up to now. 150 events we have organized. 150 events in the sense, some of them are FTP programs, faculty development programs. Some of them are webinars. Some of them are workshops. Some of them are lectures like that we have organized. And all these state level meeting and regional level meeting and national level meeting, all those things are also have been organized in Region 5. I'm very happy that Kalam Harnad Institute of Technology is organizing this one week FDP program on outcome-based education. I congratulate the participants to have a opportunity to learn this subject by from the very experts, learned experts like Vishwanath Raju. As I told you that Vishwanath Raju is a very good friend of mine, and we had a good time in organizing this NBA accreditation program in Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Two places we have been met. And I'm very happy to associate with this Kalam Harnad Institute of Technology. I hope that the institution will come up very well and also organize some of the important workshops and webinars on quantum computing and big data analytics and IoT and network security, etc. So, because these are the topics which the present student community needs. Earlier, when we say that before this computer revolution, where if Indian goes to any foreign country like USA or Canada or England, people look us as Madrasi. Madrasi means black people, and we have to turn our head down because of their attitude on them. But because of our efficiency in the computer area and information technology, almost all the heads of the institutions in the worldwide is taken by our Indian experts like Satyam Nadella, etc., etc. And this also has been recognized by world over. So I personally had an experience of this. That is when I went to one international conference, that is IEEE International Conference on Computer Science and Service Sciences at Beijing. So, as one of the keynote speaker out of the 4 experts, one from America, one from Australia, one from Hong Kong, and myself are the 4 experts. And of course, the participants from Germany are there, and Italy are there, and US are there, and France are there, and Russia are also there. So there are very, very, very elite students and IT practitioners participated in that conference. At that conference, when they announced that Professor Surendra Prasad Babu is from India, so they commented that the experts commented that, oh, we are from India. So nowadays, India has been came very well, and all the IT institutions are now headed by the Indians. We are very happy to meet you, sir, for this meeting. Like that, they announced it. So I felt that that pride is not my pride; it is a pride to India. So I, in this connection, I congratulate all the participants and get good knowledge and get good set up good goals for your teaching and the extension activities, and become a role model to your student community as well as IT experts in India and also abroad. I thank you very much for giving this opportunity. I thank Jobar Basha for inviting me to give this inaugural message. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
this.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir, for sharing your views on your professional life as well as the Computer Society of India. We are happy to have you as like our chief guest. We would like to invite you for many events because you are one of the best professionals throughout in Andhra Pradesh. We are lucky to have you, sir. And you have been given a clear clarification on Computer Society of India, as well as we have also allowed with your grace only, with your grace only, we have conducting this event in collaboration with the Vijayawada chapter,
yeah.
sir. So thanks a lot, sir, for gracing us. Now it's a time for the moving towards the technical session. Before going to the moving to the technical session, I would like to introduce our today's guest speaker as well as the resource person, Dr. V. Bhagyaraju Garu, who has been done his BE in Electronics and Communications Engineering from OU, MTech in Wireless Mobile Communications, and PhD in Image Processing from JNU Hyderabad. He has got a total of 21 years of rich academic and industrial experience. published nearly about 12 papers in various reputed international journals and 10 papers in international conferences. Has got 6 patents and 3 funding projects to his credit. Has been associated with IIT Hyderabad from past 13 years and served it in different capacities. Has been the co-opted member from 2014 to 2018 in IIT Hyderabad. Worked as a chairman membership subcenters ISF activities IIT Hyderabad for the term 2018 to 2020. From the past 10 years, he has been actively involved in providing assistance for accreditation process of NBA, NAC, and autonomous status for various engineering colleges in and around Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. We will be very much happy to invite such an eminent speaker as like a resource person for this 1 week online FDP outcome based education. So I request Dr. V. Bhagyaraj sir, professor and principal from Siddhartha Institute of Engineering and Technology to please take over this session, sir. Thank you, sir. Please.
Sir, good morning. Am I audible?
Yeah, good morning. You are audible.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
thank you.
Good Good morning, Bhagyaraj garu. Good morning. I am Professor Surendra Prasad Babu.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Your Vishwanath Rao is my friend.
Sir is also very close to me, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you once again, sir.
Please continue, sir. Thank you.
Respected dignitaries who are present for this virtual meet and my dear faculty members, I welcome you all for this 1 week virtual presentation on outcome-based education. I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity. It is my privilege and honor to share my thoughts and views with respect to this outcome-based education. And without wasting much time, we will start the proceedings. As we know pretty well, outcome-based education, because many times we might have heard about this OBE, but exactly what it means, none of us might be knowing into the deeper concepts. It has got a lot of significance and prominence, especially in this present trending technologies. Basically, I will be dealing my entire session with a lot of examples because I love examples. You might be knowing about one movie where Babu Mohan will tell one common word, Aite naake enti. You might have heard about that one. If I do something, okay, what I will be getting? The same concept applies for outcome-based education. If I complete my engineering course, okay, what is the outcome of that engineering course? Whether I will get employed in some private or government sector, or whether I will become an entrepreneur, or whether I will pursue any higher education. Okay, therefore, outcome-based education is having a lot of prominence. Earlier, we used to have an input-based system. That means what? Just we used to give the funda, whatever that is required, okay, for that engineering course, and we are least bothered whether the students get employed or whether the students get any entrepreneurship. Without any prominence and significance, we used to give the information to the students. 1 second. Is it okay? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because someone has told that your voice is very low. Okay, anyhow. Now, that is the basic difference between outcome-based education and input-based education. Because you have to draw a line between outcome-based education and input-based education. In input-based education, we are least bothered about the employability of the student after the completion of his or her engineering course. But in outcome-based education, it is not like that. After the completion of the engineering course, what exactly the students has to do? Okay, what is the outcome of that education? Accordingly, the syllabus has been framed and AST has been instrumental in framing the curriculum, and based on that, outcome-based education has got the lot of prominence in this present trending technologies. Okay, next slide, sir. Now, today we will be dealing with 2 sessions. First one is the outcome-based education to enhance the quality of technical education. How we are able to enhance the quality of technical education? What OBE is playing? What role it is playing in enhancing the quality of technical education? And what are the quality measures? Because normally you will be having some yardsticks. For example, say you might have taken feedback from the faculty. Nowadays we are using Google Sheet, and we will be taking the feedback with respect to the concerned faculty. Okay, we will be giving some rating: 5 excellent, 4 very good, 3 good, okay, average, 4. After that, we will do the analysis. After doing the analysis, we will have the corrective measures. What measures we have to take based on the feedback. Same concept here also. Okay. Now, in order to measure the performance of the students, or in order to measure the performance of the quality education that is being employed in the education institutions, there are 2 important quality measuring policies. That is, one is NBA and another is NAC. You might have heard about these 2. NBA and NAC both gives a lot of important for this outcome-based education, and based on this OBE only, their criteria have been formulated. Now we will do things in the due course of our presentation. Next slide, sir. Now outcomes. That's what I have told. What are outcomes? An outcome of education is that what a student should possess after the completion of its course. Course means here what? Subject. Please understand 2 terminologies. Program is branch. I repeat, program is a branch. It can pertain to ECE, CSE, or mechanical. Course means the subject, what we are studying. Therefore, you do have n number of outcomes here. You do have n number of outcomes. What are those n number of outcomes? We will see one by one. Basically, there are 4 types of outcomes. Okay, one is course outcome. Okay, another is program outcome. Third one is program educational objectives. And 4th one is program specific outcomes. These are the 4 outcomes. Maybe in the next slide I will show all those things. These are the 4 outcomes. These 4 outcomes plays a vital role in NBA as well as NAC. Okay, we will go into detail one by one before we go to the next slide. First, we have to discuss what is course outcome. Okay, course. For example, say I am teaching one MPMC course, microprocessor and microcontroller, in 3rd year, 2nd semester. Let us assume. After the completion of that course, okay, what are the outcomes that are obtained by the student? That means what? Whether the student is well versed with programming concepts, or whether he can do any programming with the Python language, or whether he can do any programming using Arduino board or Raspberry Pi. Okay, that is the outcome of the course. That outcome should be specifically mentioned. Okay, that is what your course outcome. After the completion of the course, what outcome the student is possessing in terms of his programming skills, or in terms of his description language. Okay, like that, the outcomes plays a vital role in terms of course outcomes. That is first important thing. Second important thing is your program outcomes. What are program outcomes? Program outcomes are nothing but the graduate attributes. Who is a graduate? A graduate is nothing but who completes his or her education. After the completion of the graduate, what are the attributes he is possessing? Attributes in the sense features. For example, say if you take this pen, this pen is having some features. Okay, it is cylindrical in shape, it is green in color, it is having one cap, it is having one bottom cylinder. Okay, its height is so and so, its width is so and so. Likewise, these are the features. Similarly, for us also, we will be having some characteristics. Likewise, after the student completes his or her education, what attributes he is having, or what qualities he is having, that is nothing but your program outcomes. Basically, these program outcomes were used to be called as graduate attributes. Earlier, we used to call those as GAs, graduate attributes. You know, previously we have got Washington Accord. Okay, that was worldwide accepted all over the world. Now we are having ABET, Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technology. As per ABET terminology, the graduate attributes which were there in Washington Accord, they were renamed as program outcomes. Therefore, program outcomes are those outcomes which a student should possess after the completion of his or her education. What are the various program outcomes? What are the program outcomes we have got? That we will see in the due course. These program outcomes are common for all the programs. That means what? The program can be either EC program, civil program, triple program, or mechanical program. Any program, that means what? Any student, irrespective of branch, after he or she gets graduated, they should possess some basic outcomes. Those are called as program outcomes. Program outcomes are common for all students, irrespective of branch. Whereas course outcomes is not common. For every course, it will have its own outcomes. For example, digital signal processing is there. It has got its own course outcomes. MPMC is there. It has got its own course outcomes. Therefore, course outcomes vary from one course to another course. Program outcomes are common to all branch students. And next one is what? Program specific outcomes. program specific outcomes. In the name itself, it is telling specific. For example, say EC branch is there. A student who gets graduated after pursuing his electronics and communication engineering, what type of outcomes he should possess? That is what we call as what? Program specific. For example, say he may have well-versed knowledge in MATLAB programming. He may have good knowledge in real estate programming. Therefore, these two concepts, if you take, they are pertain to that EC program. That is why they are called as what? Program specific outcomes. If you take a civil branch, after the completion of the civil program, the students may be well-versed with CAD/CAM, Pro-E, StatPro. These are the tools related to your civil engineering. Therefore, program specifics are, again, they are different from one branch to another branch. Okay. And last one is what? Program educational objectives. Program educational objectives, PEOs. Okay. These PEOs also differ from one branch to other branch. Basically, there are 5 important PEOs, 5 important characteristics. That means what? He should have the team ability. Okay, he would have the professional skills in that one. He would have mathematical background. Likewise, we have got 5 important PEOs. Again, these PEOs will vary from one branch to another branch. If I want to summarize these 4 outcomes, what are the 4 outcomes? First one is course outcomes. It will be differing from one course to another course. Next one is program outcomes, which will be common for all the programs. Next one is program specific outcomes. Again, it will differ from one program to another program. And last one is what? Program educational objectives. Again, they will differ from one program to another program. Here, program is a branch. Course is what? A subject. Okay, therefore, these are the 4 course outcomes that plays a very important role in outcome-based education. Okay, next slide. Now, why is OBE important? You might have seen this flow chart. Why OBE is important, and how the stakeholders and how the universities are playing an important role in formulating this OBE. You could be able to see in this chart. Now, as I've already told, earlier we used to have input-based education. That means what? We will give the inputs. We are least bothered whether the student gets employed or not. That is input-based education. But in OBE, it is not like that. Whatever inputs you are giving, some output should come of that input. That is important. And how you are framing your inputs in order to achieve that outcome, okay, and who are playing an active role, okay, in formulating this outcome-based education, that we could able to see in this flow chart. You can able to see the stakeholders. There are 2 types of stakeholders: external stakeholder and internal stakeholder. For example, if you take external stakeholder, okay, who will be coming? Employers. That means what? Employers are nothing but the placement companies which will come to our college to recruit our final year students. Therefore, employers, parents, alumni students, okay, and whoever is financing to our college, all that comes under financiers, under external stakeholders. If you take internal stakeholders, our exist students, present final year students, okay, our faculty members, okay, all, and our management, all these people come under internal stakeholders. Therefore, taking in view the help of the external stakeholders, internal stakeholders, and the universities which we are affiliated, ASD, JNTU, okay, we will be formulating the courses. You can see left side, once the student completes his or her 12th standard graduation, okay, what are the inputs we have to give? Okay, in order to achieve these 4 course outcomes, likewise, we will formulate our entire curriculum. That is what is OBE. Again, I repeat, once the student completes his or her 12th okay, graduation, what type of curriculum we have to frame? This curriculum will be framed keeping in view the universities that are affiliated, the stakeholders, internal as well external, and the other management people. All these people will get involved, and accordingly they will frame the curriculum. And once the curriculum is being framed, we will see that the corresponding outcomes are achieved. What are those corresponding outcomes? Course outcomes, okay, program outcomes, program specific outcomes, and program educational objectives. Therefore, we will frame the curriculum such a way that these 4 outcomes are achieved. Next slide, sir. Okay, that's what I have told. What is outcome? If you want to tell in a single line, a product defines process. Simple. What is OBE? OBE is nothing but what? A product defined process. Okay. For example, say I have got some raw material. I have got some raw material. From raw material, I have to get the product. What is the process involved in defining, in order to get that product is nothing but OBE. For example, say I want to manufacture cement. Okay, cement is the final product. You take the raw material. What is the raw material? Limestone, sand, all mud, and all those are your raw material. What are the various stages involved? Okay, you will be having that information in the furnace. You will be having some 3 to 4 stages of processing. Finally, you will get the cement. Likewise, okay, product defines process. Once the students join in first year, they don't have any information about the technical background, because right away they have come from 12th standard. They are like a raw material. They are like a raw material. Now, what type of process you are defining on them in order to get a product? That is what your product defined process. Basically, OBE is mainly concentrating on product defines process. Next slide, sir. These are the 4 outcomes, as I already told. Program educational objectives. Okay. Basically, we will have some 3 to 5. In general, convection rule is that we will go with the 3 POs. Okay. And these 3 POs will differ from branch to branch. For example, say one college is going for 4 branch accreditation. Every branch will have its own POs. Okay. Not more than 3 POs. 3 to 5 POs we can have, but convention rule is we will go with 3 POs. Next one is what? Program outcomes. Again, I have told POs. POs are nothing but the attributes what a student should possess after the completion of his or her BTech program. That are either program outcomes. Program outcomes are nothing but your graduate attributes, what a graduate should possess after completing his or her education. And these are common for all the branch students. These are common for all the branch students. Next, to program specific outcomes. I already have told this is pertinent to a department. Specifically, it is pertinent to a department. EC will have its own PC PSOs. Mechanical will have its own PSOs. Again, PSOs basically will have 2 to 3 POs. 2 to 3 PSOs, not more than 2 to 3 PSOs. Course outcomes. Course is nothing but what? A subject. Already I have told. Every subject will have its own outcomes. Basically, our subject is divided into 5 units, as you know pretty well. Each unit will have its own course outcome. CO1, CO2, CO5. That was CO1 is nothing but course outcome of first unit. CO2 is course outcome of second unit. Likewise, we will be having 5 course outcomes. In general, we should have 4 to 6 course outcomes. I repeat, in general, we can have 4 to 6 course outcomes. For example, you may get a doubt how we can have 6 course outcomes when we have only 5 units. What we can do, for first 4 units, you can frame 4 COs. For the last unit, you can have 2 separate COs. For example, you may get out how we can go for 4 COs when you have 5 units. First 3 units, you can have 3 COs. 4th, 5th unit, you can combine and you can make 1 CO. But in conventional, we go for 5 COs. Because 5 units are there, 5 COs are there. Again, these course outcomes differ from one course to another course. Next slide, sir. If you have any doubt, please raise your hand. Now, in order to achieve all these outcomes, okay, there are important few parameters that plays a vital role. One is vision, mission, POs, PSOs, COs. Already we discussed POs, PSOs, and COs. Vision plays a vital role. First of all, what is a vision? Vision is what? You might be heard about our vision when Chandrababu Naidu was chief minister. I still remember. Okay, in 2000, he used to tell in 2020. Okay, 2020, we can see our country prospering like anything. But none of us have ever thought that 2020 will be the worst year in our lifetime because of this pandemic. That was the vision he has got. Okay, some 20 years back. What is the vision? Vision is nothing but down the line after 10 years or 20 years, where you want your college to visualize. That is a vision. Okay, every person should have some vision. Likewise, every college should have some vision. Down the line after 10 years, where you want your college to be. Okay, and in order to achieve this vision, you should have some missionary statements. Okay, basically, a vision is a simple sentence. You should not use 3 to 4 big sentences. It should be very simple, one-line sentence. Okay, and in order to achieve that vision, what are the mission statements you are using? Okay, those are nothing but your vision statements. Basically, we will go with 4 to 5 mission statements. Conventional role, we go for 4 mission. For example, say, I will give one small example. Down the line after 10 years, I want to become a hero. It is my vision. I want to become a hero. Now, in order to become a hero, I have to do something. Okay, what are the mission statements? I have to go to gym, okay, build that six pack. I have to get early morning, do some yoga, little bit of exercise, okay, and I have to go to acting class. Okay, these are what vision statements. Okay, in order to achieve that task, I have to follow this one. Therefore, our mission statement should correlate with the vision statements. Again, I repeat, our mission statement should correlate with the vision statements. For example, say I have seen few people when I have done the consultancy. Okay, when I have done the consultancy, I have seen vision statement. There is no correlation at all. For example, say I want to become a film hero. That is my vision. If I go to GATE courses, if I go for IES courses, okay, will my task will be achieved? No. Therefore, vision statements, how we have to frame the vision statement should be framed in such a way that correlation is there between vision statement and vision statements. Thank you. Next slide, sir. Next slide. Now, workflow. Basically, there are two types of workflow. One is top-down approach, another is bottom-up approach. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Right. Because I could able to hear from two participants. Okay, no problem. There is two approaches: top-down approach, bottom-up approach. Okay. Now I want an interactive session. Please, it should not be only one-way communication, because basically I'm an electronics guy. Okay, there are three types of communication. Every time I will tell this in any lecture: simplex, off duplex, full duplex. Simplex means what? Only one-way communicating, like how I am doing now. I don't want this type of communication. Next one is what? Off duplex. Both ways communication is done, but not simultaneously. Even I don't want that also. I want a full duplex, where communication is done both ways and simultaneously. Okay. Now and then I will be asking one question. Anyone, if you are well versed with that, you can answer me. Okay. Very simple thing only I will ask. Don't worry. Here there are two approaches: top-down approach, bottom-up approach. Okay. Basically, always we will prefer for top-down approach in majority of the cases. What is top-down approach? I will tell you. First, we will frame the vision of our institution. In order to achieve that vision, what are the mission statements? We will go. As per that, we will go with the vision of the departments. How institution has got vision, likewise, even departments also has got vision. Okay, first we will frame vision of the institution. Based on that, vision of the departments. Based on that, you frame your all POs, PSOs, and COs. Because POs are, by default, they are given by the apex body. Okay, we cannot alter those POs. Okay. Therefore, based on your vision of the institution, you will go for vision of the department. Based on the vision of the department, you will frame your POs, PSOs, and COs. Okay. And in order to frame this, you will take the help of external stakeholders as well as internal stakeholders. And once we have framed all these things, we will see whether whatever we have required, it is attained or not. If it is not attained, again, it will go in a cyclic way till you will achieve that attainment. That is your top-down approach. Then what is bottom approach? Bottom-up approach is nothing but first you frame your outcomes. Course outcomes, PSOs, POs. Accordingly, you go for your vision of the department. And after that, you finally frame your vision of the institute. Okay. Therefore, I cannot tell that both these will be apt. Depending upon the situation and conditions prevailing, okay, you can go for either top-down approach or bottom-up approach. You might have seen this bottom-up approach many times. See, when we used to, okay, solve some differential equation in intermediate second year, that is why I am telling. Okay, they will tell that, show that the LHS is equal to RHS. Okay, what I used to do, directly I will go to the bottom. LHS is equal to RHS. Red color box SAC. Okay, from bottom, I used to come to the top. Maybe how many of you have done, I don't know. Okay, when we used to do like that, when we are not sure of solving the problem. You might have heard about this. When we are not, suppose if I am very sure in solving my problem, directly I will come from top to bottom. When I am not sure of solving my problem, I will go from bottom to top. That is the thing I have told. Depending upon your situations, you can either go for top down or bottom up approach. Next slide, sir. Because I have got a lot of concepts, that is why I am going fast. Next slide. Sir, synchronization should be there. Whoever is operating my slides. Next slide. Okay, that's what I have told. Vision. Basically, some 2 to 4 statements you can have. And whenever you are framing your vision, we should not use flowery phrases. Okay, like I want our college to become world-class institution. I want our college to be global excellent college. I want our college to be all-round excellence. Okay, we should not use these flowery phrases. Okay, we should use simple English, and that simple English should reflect your vision of your institution. Next slide, sir. Next slide. Okay, now in order to frame the vision and vision, that's what I have told. Who are involved? Stakeholders are involved. A lot of brainstorming sessions you have to do. For example, say my college got incepted in the year 2008. Let us assume my college got incepted in the year 2008. Before the college got incepted, okay, you have to do a lot of brainstorming sessions with the stakeholders like parents, okay, next to financiers, placement companies, okay, faculty members, management people. You do a lot of brainstorming sessions. Those sessions should be minimum 3 to 4 sessions. Okay, whatever brainstorming sessions you do, you just minute those minutes of meeting. First, you should have some agenda. Okay, based on that agenda, you have to discuss those points. You have to circulate that agenda to all the stakeholders. Stakeholders will assemble in one place. Okay, based on the agenda points, whatever you have incorporated in the circular, you discuss all those points. Maybe in the first meeting, we may not accept all the agenda points. Okay, maybe in the first meeting, we may not accept all the agenda points. Whichever points that are not accepted, they become the points in the resolution of the meeting. Basically, we have got 3 types. One is agenda, minutes of meeting, and resolution of the meeting. And in the resolution of the meeting, whatever points that has not been fulfilled by the stakeholders, they will become the resolution of the meeting. And next meeting, whenever you conduct, what happens? This resolution of the meeting will become the agenda points of the next meeting. Chala jagrathanga. The points which are not fulfilled in the first meeting, they will become the resolution of the meeting. Those results of the meeting will become the agenda of the second meeting. Again, in second meeting, maybe all the points whichever you have discussed, they will not fulfill. Again, whichever left out points are there, those points will become the agenda for the third meeting. Likewise, you have to conduct n number of meetings such a way that when all the agenda points are fulfilled, till all the agenda points are fulfilled, you have to conduct the meetings. And every meeting has to have that linkage. Okay, based on that meetings only, you frame your vision and mission. Okay, next slide. That's what I have told. You can see I have represented pictorially. Vision means what? Down the line after 10 years, where you want your college to be. That is why I have shown one eye, because I want to see where my college I want to be. Mission. Okay, mission means what? In order to achieve that, okay, how you are sending your arrows, how you are using your vision statements. That is what your vision. Vision statement should correlate with the vision statements. Next slide. This is what we can see. Process for defining vision. I can see that you could able to see. If you are not able to see, you just okay, enlarge it one, zoom it one. You can see how the vision and mission are formed. Here I am following the top-down approach. You can see institution vision. From institution vision, department vision is formulated, and the mission statements has to be approved by the department academic committee. There is a committee called as department DAC. The DAC should approve the vision and mission statements of the department. And if they feel they are satisfactory, okay, directly you will publish your vision statements. If they feel they are not satisfactory, again you go the loop. Till the loop is completed, till all the points are satisfied, okay, the loop will go on. Once all the points have been satisfied by DAC, then they will be published, disseminated, and displayed. Here you can see, in order to formulate our vision with respect to both institution as well as department, who are playing an active role. Stakeholders, internal stakeholders, you can see left side, management, governing body members, faculty and supporting staff. Left side, you can see students. Right side, you can see external stakeholders, alumni, employers, and parents. Every stakeholder will have an active role. And whatever brainstorming sessions you are doing with stakeholders, those should be recorded. Okay, and minimum 3 to 4 such meetings have to be done, and a linkage should be there between such meetings. And after the completion of all meetings, those points have to be approved by DAC. And once they are approved, you can display those statements or you can publish those statements in your website, or you can disseminate in your entire college. That is about your process for defining vision and mission. Next slide. Sir, next slide. Synchronization missing. POs. That's what I have told. POs are nothing but program educational objectives, okay, which are not common. They vary from one branch to another branch. Next slide, sir. Already I have given the enough description for that one. Next slide. Okay. Now here see, 5 POs I have told. What are the 5 POs? Professional success, lifelong learning, higher education, research, ethical professional practices, communication skills, and team players. These are the 3 to 5 POs. And every program will have its own POs. And you have to take those POs from this list of 5 POs only. In general, wherever I have done the consultancy, I have limited my POs to 3 only. Okay, maximum 3 POs. You can have 3 to 5 such POs, and they differ from one branch to another branch. Next slide, sir. These are your POs. Again, I am telling whether it is your POs, whether it is your PSOs. I repeat, whether it is your POs, whether it is your PSOs, or whether it is your vision department or institution. All these have to be formulated by the stakeholders. Okay, here also you can see how the process is done, POs, okay, and what the stakeholders are actively involved in, how they are actively involved, and how the brainstorm sessions have been done. And once the POs are formulated, okay, POs should be mapped with the mission of the department. I repeat, this is very important because in the criteria one, lot of weightage is given. Maximum of the experts, when they come for NBA, they will spend more time on this slide. POs should be mapped with the mission of the department. Okay, mapping of POs is done only with the mission of the department, not with the mission of the institution. Please remember, because NDA is a program specific, okay, operation. Okay, so for example, say I'm going NBA for EC, it is a program specific, whereas NAC is institution level. Therefore, in NBA, POs are mapped with the vision of the department. And when they are mapping, okay, basically there are 3 types of mapping. I will show you. One is slight, moderate, and substantial. If enough good mapping is done, you give rating 3, that is substantial. If moderate, average mapping is done, you give it as 2. Okay, if the mapping is very low, you give it as 1. Therefore, PO should map with the vision of the department. Next slide. That's what I have told. Next slide. Naimuddin sir, I want my PPT back. Are you there, sir? Naimuddin sir.
Sir, small issues, sir. We are small
Okay.
issues, sir.
No problem. See, there will be a number of pitfalls, shortcomings, sir. It's not an issue. POs should be mapped with the mission of the department. I told you. POs, basically we will go for 3 POs, and mission of the department we will go for 3 to 4 mission of the department. Each PO should map with each vision of the department. When you are mapping, it has to map either with 3, 2, 1. And if enough mapping is not done, you have to give the justification also. That is also very important. Suppose say if PO1 is mapped with M2, M2 is nothing but what? Second mission of the department with level 1. You need to give the justification. Why it is level 1? Why can't be level 3? I think you are able to follow. If it is level 3, okay, no need of any justification because maximum level is obtained. If it is level 1 or level 2, you have to tell clearly why it is level 1 or level 2. You need to give the proper justification. So previous slide, sir. Previous slide. Next slide. Next. Okay. Now you can see here. One second, sir. Please stop there. You can see here again POs. Same thing. How POs are formulated. Mission of the department. Because POs I have told they are department specific. Okay. You collect the views. You collect the views from stakeholders. Okay. And after collecting the views from the stakeholder, basically you have got one committee called as PAC. Program Assessment Committee. I repeat. PAC, it is often called as PAC, Program Assessment Committee. In MBA, PAC plays a vital role. Okay, maybe you might be knowing pretty well. When you go for pre-qualified freezing, it will give you the checklist. Every branch student should have more than 50%. Okay, intake, that is first criteria. Placement should be 40% above, that is the second criteria. Okay, and you should have minimum of 10% of doctorates, that is the third criteria. Faculty student ratio should be 1:50, that is the next criteria. Likewise, they will ask one question in the checklist also, whether you have got PAC or not. Whether your institution has formulated PAC or not. What is PAC? Program Assessment Committee. If Program Assessment Committee is not formulated, right away your pre-qualifier will be rejected. Once pre-qualifier is rejected, you will not be entitled to apply for MBA. Therefore, PAC is playing a vital role. PAC is mainly important in formulating PEOs, PSOs, course outcomes. Okay, you can observe here. You can see Department Academic Committee or Program Assessment Committee. You can have both. Either of that you can have. Program Assessment Committee or Department Academic Committee. Once they accept, all those are published and displayed and disseminated. If they are not accepted, again it will be in a loop until unless all the points are accepted. Next slide. Next slide, sir. See, I want to eat biryani at a high speed. Okay, unfortunately, you are not providing me biryani, Jubair sir. You can imagine my situation.
Sir, what do you want, sir?
No. See, I am a straightforward person, sir. See,
Yes,
I
sir.
am eager to eat biryani. You are creating a lot of delay. Even I will lose the interest of eating also.
Sir.
Thank you. Just I am
Minute,
kidding, sir.
One minute, sir. 1 minute, sir.
Kidding.
Some person is presenting, sir. It was happening. Now it is fine, sir.
Okay, next slide. Go to next slide. Next slide, sir. Sir, please go to next slide. Jubair sir. Okay.
Yes,
Previous slide. Go to previous slide.
Go to previous slide.
Previous and mundu slide. Agandi ikkada agandi. Next slide. Stop here. You can see here how the PEOs. For instance, here I have taken 3 PEOs. You can observe here PEOs I have defined to develop mathematical, analytical, and computation ability. Likewise, software problems, student employability, interrelated projects. I have taken the keywords. You always have to remember the keywords. You cannot remember the entire sentence. Okay, you remember the keywords. What is the keyword of PEO1? Core and allied subjects. PEO2, professional development. PEO3, okay, train the students to develop projects. These 3 PEOs are mapped with the 3 mission statements of the department. Again, you can see the mission statements, and again from mission statements you take the keywords. Now you map. If you see PO1 is mapped with M1 with level 3, that means what? Substantial mapping is done. No need of any justification. But if you see PO2 with M1, it is mapped with 2. You need to give the justification. Why it is mapped with 2? Why can't it be 3? That sort of justification you have to give. And that justification should be well accepted by the team members. Okay. Otherwise, they will not accept your formulation of POs. Okay. Your mission of the department. Therefore, this slide is a very, very important slide. Go to next slide. Course outcomes. That's what I have told. We have seen PEOs. Okay. Next one is what? Course outcomes. Basically, you know, course is nothing but a subject. Now here, you should have the information of prerequisite subjects. Prerequisite subjects plays a very, very important role. For example, say you go for DSP. Okay, you go for ADSP. ADSP and advanced digital signal processing. What are the prerequisite subjects of ADSP? Digital signal processing, signal systems, probability theory and stochastic process, maths M1, M2, M3. All these are what? Prerequisite subjects. Therefore, when you are formulating the course outcomes, prerequisite subjects plays a vital role. You can observe here, okay, program outcomes and program specific outcomes. From program outcomes and program specific outcomes, you formulate your curriculum. How you are formulating your curriculum? keeping in you all these domains into consideration. H&S you have taken, basic science you have taken, engineering science you have taken, professional core you have taken. All these domains you have to take into consideration, and you have to frame your curriculum. And based on that curriculum, your courses will be defined. For example, say I want to make a curry cheyalankondi. All the ingredients will have an equal importance role. Okay, salt will have its own prominent. Okay, turmeric powder will have its own prominence. Likewise, coriander leaves. Every masala. Okay, if you want to make a dish curry which is tasty, you have to have all these ingredients in appropriate ratio. That is also very important. ఇప్పుడు సాల్ట్ వేయాలని చెప్పి మొత్తం సాల్ట్ వేస్తే మొత్తం టేస్ట్ అయిపోద్ది. Okay, you have added all the ingredients. You forgot to add salt. Okay, if you forgot salt, the taste will not be there. That is what I mean to say here. You need to take into consideration all these domains into consideration when you are formulating your curriculum. And when you are formulating your curriculum by keeping you all these domains into consideration, you also correlate with your POs, PSOs. Okay, a lot of correlation should be there. Pakkana iyanni drushtiలో పెట్టుకొని you have to frame your curriculum. Likewise, you have to think about your POs and PSOs. For example, I have seen a few people, okay, they are from poor background. They don't have money to afford to even pay the fees. How they will manage? They will come to college, they will study. Parallelly, they will do part-time job. Okay, all this has to be taken into consideration. Ultimately, what you want that student to get employed after completing his education. It's the same concept. You have to take POs, PSOs into consideration, and you have to take all these domains, professional course, engineering, basic, science, in formulating your course outcomes. Next slide. Next slide, sir. These are your POs. I told already POs are in general common to all branches. Basically, there are 12 POs. POs are nothing but graduate attributes. In Washington, they used to be called as GS, graduate attributes, but in ABET, Accreditation Board for Engineering Technology, the terminology is changed to POs. Basically, there are 12 POs. These 12 POs are common to all branches. I have taken only keywords here. Each PO will have one sentence. From the sentence, I have taken the keyword. What is the keyword of PO1? Engineering knowledge. PO2? Program analysis. Likewise, we have got 12 POs which are common for all the branch students. Next one is what? Program specific outcomes. Already I have told program specific outcomes will be pertain to that program only. For example, if EC student is there, he will be well versed with MATLAB, VLSI, okay, PSpice, etc. If a civil student is there, he will be well versed with CAD/CAM, ProE, StatPro. Okay, they are program specific. Okay, therefore you can have program specific outcomes, 2 outcomes, POs 12, POs 3 to 5, and COs 4 to 6. Mali chepta jagrata, chaala important. COs 4 to 6 undachu, but always you go for 5. Again, POs you can have 3 to 5, always you go for 3. PSOs you can have 2 to 4, always you go for 2. POs 12, they are default. POs are common for all branches, whereas POs, PSOs and COs will differ from branch to branch and course to course. Next slide. Next slide, sir. Okay, here you can see COs. Already here you can see 5 COs. Each unit has got its own course outcome. After the completion of that unit, what outcome the student should possess? Okay, basically these course outcomes are mapped with BTL levels. I hope everyone knows about this one, Bloom's taxonomy levels. Okay, basically there are a few levels: remember, understand, evaluate, apply, analyze. All these are various levels. Okay, each level has got its own BTL. You can see some 2 to 5 levels they have mentioned. Gone are those days. I repeat, gone are those days. Sir, how to design course outcomes? I could not able to see the question again. Again, you please text that question. Meanwhile, I will tell this slide. Gone are those days. I repeat, gone are those days when people used to, I will take your question, sir. Let me complete. Gone are those days when people used to write the course outcomes with 1 and 2 level. Remember and understand. Those days are gone. You have to write your course outcome from level 3 to level 6. You are able to follow. Use level 3 as the minimum level. And every course outcome should start with the keyword of the BTL level. I repeat, every course outcome should start with the keyword of the BTL level. You can see here, course outcome is starting with analyze algorithm. Second one, apply. Okay. Likewise, you have to formulate your course outcomes. And whenever you are formulating your course outcomes, use minimum level 3. Don't use level 1 and 2. Because remember and understanding, when we used to study at that time, we used to have this one. Okay. Sir, now you can ask your question, sir. Now, whatever we have discussed here, we will have interactive session. Then I will go to the next slides. Any doubts still here? Just unmute your phone and ask. I would be very happy if you ask me questions. If you have not asked me questions, means I assume that you have not understood anything.
Sir, some of the words are presented in more than 2 levels, sir. Then which level has to be used, sir?
Minimum 3 level we have to use, madam. That's what I
Not
have
that,
told you.
suppose if you take in some of the words, like some keywords are presented in 2 different levels. The same keyword is presented in 2 different levels.
Okay. Now you have to take the standard keywords, madam. Just now I have given here, for example, remember, understand, evaluate, analyze, apply. Standard keywords only you have to take. Those keywords you can observe, because if you go in net and Google and browse that, you will have a number of keywords. Okay, but you have to take these only standard keywords. Any other doubt? See, we have
Bhagira sir.
Jubair sir.
Bhagira sir. Yes,
Tell me,
sir.
sir.
We have also posted on the YouTube online live session, sir. It's also going on. Online streaming also going on, sir, parallel.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you
sir?
very much.
Right, sir.
Any doubts? I would be very happy if you ask me doubts, please.
Sir, some keywords will be in level 2 and level 3. Whether we have to go for the lower level or whether we have to go for the higher level, sir.
Higher level only we have to go, sir. We have to go for higher level.
Okay.
Sir, please explain this slide once about this BTL levels.
BTL levels. Now, basically,
Yes,
you have got BTL levels, madam. Few BTL levels you have got. And as per BTL level only, you have to formulate the course outcomes. Because why this BTL level has come into existence is, if you remember the course outcomes, so people used to write the course outcomes, all that 5-unit course outcomes, using only these 2 keywords. Okay, once the student completes that unit 1, he will be remembering these concepts. Once the student will complete unit 2, he will be understanding these concepts. Always we will go with the remember, understanding only. Okay, now, as per the trending technologies, okay, we have to develop the prototype. Okay, we have to market that prototype. We have to use the programming languages. We have to evaluate that one. We have to apply some concept oriented. Okay, in order to have all these things into consideration, they will not work with remember and understanding. That is why the concept of BTL has come into existence. Okay, if you go for BTL level, if you see, leave about this understand, you remove that understand, evaluate, apply, and analyze. See, evaluate. It is having a lot of prominence. Okay, whatever the inputs that are getting from the corresponding course, you have to evaluate on a performance basis. Similarly, apply whatever programming knowledge you acquired through that unit, you apply in some context. You get the product, analyze, you compare the comparative analysis. For example, if you do research, because all of you might have done research and some of you are pursuing research. Okay, how your PhD will be awarded? Basically, you are doing some work. That work has to be shown that it is far more better than the previous works. That is what you will use some parameters. For example, say I have done in compression ratio. I will go for signal to noise ratio, compression ratio, peak signal to noise ratio, mean square error. I will have some parameters. These parameters I will compare with the existing methodologies, and I show that these parameters are far more better in my present method when compared to the previous methodology. That is what you are doing analysis. Okay, that sort of information they are asking the apex body. Okay, whether it is AST or NBE or NAG. That is why they are emphasized more on BTL. That is why in examination branch also many times I will tell, whenever you formulate a question paper, that question should map with the corresponding COs and that question should map with the BTL level. Likewise, you have to formulate your BTL levels. Any doubts?
No, sir. You can
All of you
proceed,
have
sir.
understood with respect to outcomes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall we go with the next slide? Right. Now you can see the correlation of course outcomes with program outcomes. You can see here C301 is some subject. It is mapped with PO1 with level 2, with PO2 level 2. And if you could able to see, there is no mapping for PO7, PO8, PO9, P10, P11, P12. I have taken 2 PSOs. Okay. Now, will you tell this is a good mapping? I have taken wantedly. This is not a good mapping. Okay. Now, whenever you formulate your course outcomes, those course outcomes should map to all POs and PSOs in some context or other. If they are not mapping in some context or other, we have not done enough exercise. Okay, before I go to this slide, I want to tell a few things. How many of you have written your own course outcomes once a subject has been allocated to you? I can tell hardly 10 to 15%. Because whatever course outcomes that are given by university, we are following the same course outcomes. It is not so. I repeat the statement, it is not so. Because whatever course outcomes that are being framed by the university, they have been framed keeping in view the infrastructural resources in the university, the expertise or manpower that is prevailing in the university, the quality of the students that are prevailing in the university, okay, the other resources that are prevailing in the university. You cannot just copy those course outcomes and likewise you can complete those course outcomes. Because, for example, say one course outcome is there, okay, that has been prescribed by the university. Some research will be done in that CO2, let us assume. University may have that research funding facilities, but if your institution is not having that research funding facility, will it apply with respect to your college? No. Therefore, we have to frame our own course outcomes, keeping in view our college infrastructure, our manpower, and our quality of students, and the location of the college also plays a vital role, whether it is in remote location or whether it is located in the prime area. Keeping in view all this into consideration, you have to frame your course outcomes. And let me tell you, you need to spend minimum 15 to 20 days a brainstorming session you have to do before you come up with the course outcomes. I don't know how many of you are doing, because once a subject has been allotted to you, directly you will copy the 5 COs from the university syllabus book and you will tell these are my COs. Please don't do like that. You frame your own COs. And when you are framing your own COs, see to that those COs should map with POs, PSOs in some context or other. For example, if you take this mapping, in the middle of the mapping, there is no mapping. That means what? You have not done enough ground exercise. People may tell that PO6, PO7, PO8, PO9, maybe not in general ethical skills are there, okay, next life learning skills are there. They may not be pertinent to all the COs. No. You have to frame your COs in such a way that they map to some extent or other. Okay, at least one level. If not 3 level, at least 1 level. Like that, you have to frame your COs. You can see I have done the mapping and afterwards I have calculated the average. I have taken the average of PO1, 2, 2, 3. Likewise, I have added divided by 5. Okay. And one more small thing I want to tell you here, because many of you will get confused here. For example, you say PO4. Take that vertical column. PO4 3, 3, 3, 3. Last one is blank. Okay. When you want to find the average, 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, 12. 12 by 4 you will keep or 12 by 5 you will keep? You have to keep 12 by 4 only. Why 12 not 12 by 5? Because for C301.5 for PO4 it is not done any mapping. Therefore, whenever the mapping is not done, you should not take that into consideration. This is the important point you have to remember. Okay, next slide. Next slide, please. This is your CO attainment. Okay, whatever COs you have formulated, whether they are attained or not. If they are not attained, what measures you are taking? Okay, that's what I would tell. When you take any feedback from the faculty, Google Sheet, you will do the analysis. If the analysis is done, if they are above the threshold, you will be just satisfied. If they are below the threshold, you will do some remedy actions, corrective measures. Like you will make the faculty to go for FTPs. You will make the faculty to get the inputs from the senior personalities. You will make the faculty to go for NPTEL courses. Somehow you will make the faculty to get well versed with those missing concepts. Similarly here also, if the COs are not attained, you have to see the gaps that are in the COs. Maybe sometimes, not sometimes, every now and then you will have some gaps. Gap is nothing but what? Some concept that is missing. For example, the gap may be either between one unit to another unit, or it may be prevalent between the same topic in the same unit. If the topic is being dealt, the students will understand in a better way. That is nothing but your gap. You have to identify the gaps, and that gaps has to be fulfilled by the guest lectures. Therefore, ultimately, you have to see to that the courses are attained. That is what your course attainment. We'll see all that in the due course of time. Next slide, sir. Okay, now as you know, there are the engineering programs in India as per AICT. Okay, basically we have got tier 1, that is academically autonomous institutions, and tier 2, non-autonomous. And 94% of the institutions in India are tier 2 institutions. Next slide, sir. I told you, basically there are 2 quality measure yardsticks to tell that the quality has been achieved. For example, if you go to a shop, okay, ISI mark unna product తీసుకుందాం. It is a quality measure. If I want to wear a shirt, okay, Raymond's, Oxenberg, these are the quality measures. Likewise, for a college to get that quality education or to measure the enhancement of the quality education, some yardsticks should be there. What are those yardsticks? Those are nothing but your NDA and NAC. Okay. Now, if you see NDA, it was established in the year 1994 and it became independent in the year 2014. Earlier, we used to have Washington Accord, which was worldwide accepted by all the universities and colleges in the entire world. And for Washington Accord, we used to call them as graduate attributes. And the ABET, which we are following now, Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technology, we call them as program outcomes. Next slide, sir. Next slide. Okay, purpose of accreditation. It is all important. Purpose of accreditation is not to find the faults with the institution. Please remember, the purpose of accreditation is not to find the faults in the existing system or to denigrate the working style of the institution, to tell anything ill about your working style of the institution, or not to define any boundary. It is not pertaining to defining a boundary, and it is not meant only for selected institutions of national reputation like IITs and NITs. Basically, accreditation is not to find faults in the existing system. It is not to denigrate the working style of the institution. It is not to confine some boundaries to the institution, or it is not with respect to institutions of national prominence. Okay, next. Please, next slide. Benefits of accreditation. This slide I can tell hours and hours, because since there is a time constraint, you can see the various benefits. Okay, facilitates continuous quality improvement, demonstrates accountability to the public stakeholders, improves staff morale. For example, if I am working in your college, let us assume your college is accredited with the NBA, NAC, autonomous. Basically, I will feel proud that I am working in Karnam Harnath Reddy College. It improves staff morale, recognize achievements, innovations, facilitates information sharing. Okay, for example, if any funded project is got, you can be investigator and the other college person can be co-investigator. Likewise, you can have that information sharing. Financial assistance, funding projects you can get from AST, DST, MHRD. Okay, there are a number of advantages. Intra-institutional interactions also you can have. These are the various benefits of your NBA accreditation or NAC accreditation. Next slide. What is SAR? Okay, basically, we should have. Nowadays, you might have heard about film personalities. The other day, I heard about Chiranjeevi sir also. He was telling that, at some time or other, I have to write my own biography. Because when they write the biography, right from the childhood, how they have achieved to this, all that will be clearly mentioned. Likewise, our biography, college biography is nothing but your self-assessment report. This self-assessment report has to be done based on your SWOT analysis. I hope all of you know your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay. Similarly, for NAC, you will be having SSR, self-study report. That has to be done based on SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities, and creations. Okay. These are the various things we have to take into consideration before we write our SAR, self-assessment report. Strength. What are my strengths? Weaknesses. Everyone knows strength, weakness. What are opportunities? Given an opportunity, what best I can do from my end? That is opportunity. Threat. Basically, you are seeing now. Okay, only CSE seats are being filled as per the trending technologies. The old type conventional courses, okay, they are going. No one is opting for that one. That is a threat. Therefore, keeping you all this into consideration, you have to frame your SAR, self-assessment report. It comprises of two parts. I am telling with respect to NBA, part A, part B. Part A is with respect to institutional information, and part B is nothing but what? Department institution. Next. Next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide. You can see I have taken a tier 2, a non-autonomous. Basically, tier 1, tier 2 more or less have the same thing, only that the points, okay, that allocation will be different. That's all. That is the only difference. You can see the 7 criteria, okay, here that are program level, department specific. Basically, I will be dealing with 3 criteria in my 2 days of presentation. And likewise, you can see the next 3 criteria. Please go to next 3 criteria. Next slide. Next slide, sir. These are institution level criteria. Okay. Altogether, we have got 1000 marks allocated. Go to previous slide, sir. Previous slide, please. 1000 marks are allocated. Okay. We will see first criteria. Please go to next slide, sir. Already we have discussed all these points. Now, if you see the first criteria, vision, mission, and program education objective, 60 marks. State the vision and mission of the department, 5 marks. Already I have told how the vision and mission are formed. State the PEOs. What are the flowchart? We have already discussed, 5 marks. Okay. Indicate where these vision-based statements are displayed or disseminated. Okay. All that also published. All that also we have seen, 10 marks. State the process for defining the flowchart, whatever we have drawn, 25 marks. And last point, 1.5. Establish the consistency of PEOs with the mission of the department. That is what very important, I told you. Even though this 1.5 is having only less marks, 15 marks, it is having a lot of prominence because the experts will concentrate more on this 1.5 only. I told PEOs are mapped with the mission of the department. Okay. When they are mapped with the mission of the department with 1, 2, 3 levels, you have to give the proper justification why it is not mapped with the level 3, why it is mapped with the level 2. Okay, all that explanation carries 15 marks. Therefore, altogether we have got 60 marks for your criteria 1, vision, mission, and PEOs. All this has to be formulated by taking into consideration the stakeholders into consideration. Now again, we will see how each 1.1 is again bifurcated. That 5 marks are bifurcated. Please go to next slide, sir. Okay, you can see, or else you can zoom your thing. You can see here how the 5 marks are bifurcated. Availability of the vision mission statement, 1 mark. Appropriate relevance of the statements. That's what I have told. The vision statement should correlate with the vision statement, 2 marks. Okay. Consistency, okay, of the department's statements with institutional statements. Consistency should be there. For example, if Sachin Tendulkar is there, okay, he has made 100 in one day international. After that, 9 duckouts went and it is not consistency. Every time he has to prove himself. Then only we will tell him as a consistent player. Likewise here also, the department mission statement should be consistent with the mission statements of the institution. For that, 2 marks. Altogether, how many marks? 5 marks. You can see how the 5 marks are bifurcated. Again, you can see next one. State the PEOs. State the PEOs, program educational objectives. You can see how PEOs, how they have been framed by taking into consideration all the stakeholders. You can see the 5 marks. Directly they have given 5 marks. And indicate 1.3, indicate where these mission vision statements are displayed. That is for 10 marks. How the 10 marks are bifurcated, you can observe here. Adequacy in respect of publication and dissemination, 2 marks. Dissemination among stakeholders, 2 marks. And extent of awareness. Okay, all the stakeholders should know about PEOs. One important point I forgot to tell. Okay, when all these PEOs, vision, PSOs, okay, COs are all formulated by keeping in view the stakeholders. Stakeholders, first of all, they should know, because all the parents, they are like a layman. They doesn't know what is PO. They doesn't know what is PSO, POs. Okay, what is vision? You have to give the first-hand information to all those stakeholders before they sit, okay, to formulate all these statements. Therefore, how you are giving that first-hand information to them, that is what we call as what? 6 marks. Okay, for that you have given 6 marks. Okay, that is about your 1.3. Go to next slide. Go to next slide. Okay, again you can see, state the process for defining vision 25 marks. How the 25 marks are bifurcated? You can see, describe the process. I have drawn the flow chart. You gurtunda ledu. Internal stakeholders, external stakeholders, okay, department academic committee. Okay, and please mute your phone, sir. Okay, based on the flow chart, we have got 10 marks. And description of process. Okay, what is the process that is being involved in formulating your POs? That is 15 marks. Therefore, total 25 marks. And last, you can see consistency. How POs are mapped with the vision statements. Okay, that matrix carries 5 marks and justification carries 10 marks. Again, I repeat, that matrix carries 5 marks and justification carries 10 marks. This justification is very, very important. Okay, altogether we have got 60 marks. Next slide, sir. Okay, next slide is about session 2. Before we go to session 2, now I want any doubts. If you have any doubts, please. See, more than 120 participants are there. I would be very happy because you are all from your teaching fraternity. Okay, please ask me some questions. I would be more happy to answer your questions.
No message today. No, we'll opening attendance form.
I will give you 2 minutes time before I go to the next session.
To sign in, sir. Sir, I feel that all participants are understanding very well, sir. So there is no chance of questions.
For you, Zubair sir, you should not tell like that. You should not tell
because
like that.
Because sir, you are giving in a very clear and frank manner, sir. I too agree with that.
Always there will be some pros and cons. Okay, few people will be there might have not understood, maybe because of the apprehension or because of other factors. Please open up. It is an interactive session. Even I am also from teaching fraternity. Don't assume that I am a very big consultant. Okay, whatever I have learned, just I am presenting. That's all.
Sir, I am Jagdish Kumar from Vidyaniketan, Sri Vidyaniketan Engineering College, sir.
Tell me, sir.
Sir, as we are aware that from next year onwards, national education policy is coming to picture. So, yes. If we are moving for any accreditation process, yes. From when onwards that all the guidelines will come into picture, sir?
Yes, very good question, sir.
We are presenting a NAC data or for NBA means 3 years or NAC means for 5 years. Now, yes. Which particular guidelines we need to follow?
Very good, very good and apt question you have asked, sir.
Thank you.
For the kind of information, sir, last 1 week back, there was a session with AST chairman. Okay, even as a principal of my college, I have attended that session. Okay, we had a lengthy discussion. That means what? Almost some 4,000 engineering college participants they have participated in that event. AST chairman almost gave a 3 hours elaborate discussion, and in that discussion, NEP 2020 has also come into discussion. National Education Policy 2020. As per National Education Policy 2020, for your kind information, there will be one apex body. I repeat, there will be one apex body. Okay, Ministry of some higher education, some apex body will be there. You will not be having any UGC, ASD, NBA, NAC, and that single apex body will be measuring the quality of the engineering colleges. That has not been finalized. You may be getting doubt because even my college, now we are going for NAC, and as a consultant, almost 5 colleges are there in pipeline. Okay, some 2 colleges are MBA and some 3 colleges are NAC. Still we are waiting for the physical team to come and inspect our colleges. Maybe right now it may not be implemented, sir, for your kind information, because what I got from AST chairman, I'm telling. Right now it may not be implemented. It may take some time because almost all the states they are not following this NEP 2020. Maybe few states have come up with this one. They have told, SAR has told, AST chairman sir has told, down the line after some time, all states has to be mandatorily follow this NEP 2020. And our system 5+3+3+4, you might have heard about that system that will come into existence. Maybe when all the states come into this, okay, 5+3+3+4, okay, concept oriented teaching, at that time they may think about having a common ethics body to conduct all these quality measures. But as of now, okay, no decision has been taken, sir. As of now, NDA will be there, NAC will be there. Maybe for 3 to 4 years it will be there, sir, if I am not wrong. Maybe down the line after 4 years, you will not have this NBA and NAC.
Thank you, sir.
Any doubts, sir? I will tell you before I go to second session, every now and then in our day-to-day life, we will have this outcome-based education. Okay, my daughter, she is studying in intermediate second year. When I tell her, Amma, you have to go to college regularly, okay, study well. If I do that, what you will give me, dad? Then immediately I will give you some gift, ma. So this is an outcome-based education again. Okay. For example, again, if we ask our students, you please study properly, we will give them gifts. That is also an outcome-based education. If you do something, what you will achieve? That is very, very important. You have to understand that single point. In order to achieve that, we have a number of different processes. Some may employ one process, some may employ another process. కొంతమంది ఏం చేస్తారు చదవడానికి, if their daughters or sons, okay, want them to study, okay, properly, some will give gifts, some will give cash prizes, okay, some will take them to some tour, foreign tour. See, everyone will have their own methodology process may change, but the overall outcome will not change. Okay, ultimately you have to get the outcome. What is the process you have involved? Okay, the process may not be employed for every thing into consideration. Keep this point into consideration. For example, say it may work in my house. If I tell my daughter, if you study well, I may gift you with a bike or something like that. It may work in my house. The same methodology may not work in your house. Maybe your daughter, she wants to go for some foreign trip. Okay, therefore, depending upon the circumstances, okay, the process should change. Depending upon the infrastructure resources, depending upon the manpower expertise, depending upon the quality of the intake of the students, depending upon the location of the college, okay, your process should vary. Okay, ultimately we have to get the outcome-based education. Okay. Now I'm going to session 2. Session 2 is about program curriculum and TLP. Nowadays we might have heard about TLP. What is TLP? Teaching learning process. Everyone knows pretty well what is teaching learning process. Whatever a day-to-day life we are doing, it is a part and parcel of our teaching learning process. Without knowing, we are doing the teaching learning process. Okay, what is teaching learning process? What is program curriculum? We will see. Next slide, sir. Sir, next slide. Okay, please zoom it. Criteria 2 is about your program curriculum and teaching learning process. Program curriculum is about 20 marks and your teaching learning process is for 100 marks. Altogether, we have got 120 marks. Okay, you can see here program curriculum 2.1.1 and 2.1.2. Okay, what are the syllabus that has been framed with respect to university, and if at all any gaps have been identified, of how the gaps have been identified and what measures you have taken to overcome those gaps. For that, 10 marks is there. And next one you can see, state the delivery details
Sir,
of the
what are the gaps, sir?
syllabus. That is
Sir,
another 10. Tell me, ma'am.
I need to know what is the gaps I have got through this when I worked in my college.
Very
I
good.
want to
Very
know
good.
what.
Very good, madam. Good question. Thank you. Gap ante enti cheptanu meeku. Gap is nothing but if you feel that something is missing, if that is taught, the students may understand in a proper way next concept. For example, say you take mathematics subject only, madam. Mathematics subjects you take. Okay. Now, directly they have gone to the matrix related operations. But before we go to matrix related operations, first we should know about what is vector, what is scalar, okay, what is row matrix, what is column matrix, okay. Without giving these inputs, okay, directly they have gone to that matrix related problems. They told how to find the rank of the matrix, okay, how to find the sparse matrix. Directly they have gone. Without giving basics, directly you cannot teach them. Even if you teach, all the students will not understand. But maybe because of your time constraint, okay, you might have not told that one, or in the syllabus they might not have incorporated that one. That is nothing but your gap. For your kind information, madam, if you take any syllabus of any university, definitely you will find some 4 to 5 gaps. I'm challenging. You take any university or any course, definitely you will have some 4 to 5 gaps. That gap may be in the same unit, or that gap may be between from one unit to another unit. Okay, those are nothing but gaps. Why these
Yes, sir.
gaps will come? That also I will tell you. That also I will tell you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Sir, can I have sir, I have a small doubt, sir. So for identifying this gap, do we need to check the total syllabus or only for that particular subject?
No need to see for the total syllabus, sir. Okay, if you feel that some X component is there, Z component is there. If you want to tell about Z component, with X component you cannot tell. Somewhere in the middle you want Y component.
That's what, sir.
If you feel that Y
That's
component
what,
is
sir.
there, tell me, sir.
In course of, sir, suppose in first year we are not able to cover it, but in course of semesters like fourth or fifth semester, we may try to cover it. So now, do we treat it as a gap, or it is not a gap?
Yes, sir, it's a gap. See, for example, say simple logic, sir. Okay, for example, say I will tell you in a layman language. Okay, you are making a curry. For example, say some salt is missing. Let us tell you. You tell that, don't worry. Okay, tomorrow my friend is coming. He will bring one salt packet. Then you can put the salt into that. Okay, curry. You cannot wait for that tomorrow. I want to have the dish right away. Right away, I want that salt at any cost. Then only I can enjoy the dish. I cannot wait for the next day, or I cannot wait for the other day. Therefore, that gaps has to be identified then and there itself, and they have to be rectified and they have to be corrected.
Any bridge courses or add-on courses can be conducted immediately.
Yes, I am coming to this point only, sir. Very good. Very good. Now, whenever you identify these gaps, okay, we will go for bridge courses, we will go for add-on courses. Okay, basically, that is the reason why NAC and NBA is emphasizing more on add-on courses and bridge courses. Basically, to reduce the gap between industry and academics. By means of these bridge courses, that is add-on programs, and by means of guest lectures also, we can rectify the gaps. Okay, and to some extent, we can correct the gaps. Therefore, 2.1, that is program curriculum, 20 marks, very, very important. How will you get 20 marks? First, you have to identify the gaps in your entire courses. Okay, after identifying the gaps, you need to send a letter to the university also. I will show in the next point how you are sending the letter. Okay, identifying gaps, 10 marks, and how these gaps are identified and what measures you have taken, remedial measures like bridge courses, add-on courses, guest lectures, that is for 10 marks. Therefore, 20 marks are for program curriculum. And again, how these 20 marks are bifurcated, we will see in the next slide. Next one is what? Teaching learning process, TLP. If you see TLP, first one, 2.1, describe the process followed to improve quality of learning teaching, 25 marks. Okay, what is the process involved to have the quality teaching, 25 marks. How the 25 marks is again bifurcated, I will tell you. Next, quality of internal question paper assignments, evaluation, 20 marks. Student projects, 25 marks. Okay, next, initiatives related to industry interaction, 15 marks. And initiatives related to industry internship programs, summer training program, 15 marks. Total, 120 marks. Program curriculum, 100 marks. Program curriculum, 20 marks. And TLP, 100 marks. Altogether, you have got 120 marks. Now we will see how that 120 marks are bifurcated. Next slide, sir. This is very important. Okay, please go through this one, very important. Program curriculum, 20 marks have been allocated. How these 20 marks are allocated, we can see. 2.1.1, 10 marks, identifying gaps. These 10 marks again are bifurcated. You can observe here. Process to define the university curriculum. Okay, 6 marks. Okay, POs and PSOs. Mapping you will be doing. The previous slide I have shown. Okay, how you map your POs and PSOs with the COs. Okay, mapping you have done. In the previous slide, we have took the average also. That is for 6 marks. List the curriculum gaps identified. That is for 4 marks. Okay, therefore, total how many marks? 10 marks. Total how many marks? 10 marks are allocated for your CO, PO, PSO mapping. I repeat, CO, PO, PSO mapping, and the gaps which you have identified, 4 marks. Total 10 marks. Next, you can see 2.1.2. State the delivery details, 10 marks. Now, after identifying the gaps, this is very important. That's what I have told you. You have to write a letter to the university stating that I have observed one gap in my subject, maybe in the due course of the time. Okay, please rectify that gap and correct that gap in the coming semesters. Like that, you have to project one letter to the university. Okay, you have to project the letter and you have to deposit in the dispatch section, because every university will have some dispatch section. From college, you have to send one representation to university, and that representation letter you have to show at the time of inspection. For that, how many marks? 2 marks. Okay, a letter to university regarding the gaps which you have identified, 2 marks. And next one is what? Delivery details beyond the content. That's what I have told. Beyond the content, okay, that is what we call as gap. How many marks? 5 marks. And again, mapping of these gaps again with POs and PSOs, 3 marks. How we are fulfilling these gaps? By means of guest lectures, by means of bridge courses, okay, by means of FDP programs, by means of short-term training programs. Okay, all these programs will be taken into consideration. Okay, this is about your program curriculum. That is for your 20 marks. Next slide, sir. Tomorrow's session will be very interesting, because how we will calculate the attainments, course attainments, program attainments, all that calculation will be there. These are all your theoretical concepts. Teaching learning process, 100 marks. 100 marks, how it has been bifurcated? 2.2.1, 25 marks. Describe the process followed to improve the quality of teaching. Now you can see 25 marks. Academic calendar, 3 marks. So whatever academic calendar you have got from university, you should not follow that academic calendar. I repeat, whatever academic calendar you have got from university, you should not follow that academic calendar. You have to frame your own academic calendar, keeping in view the tentative schedule of the programs you are incorporating in your academic calendar, department academic calendar. As an MBA consultant, I am telling that for every semester, whatever you are having, you should have minimum 8 guest lectures. 8 guest lectures. Okay, 4 guest lectures in your second year, 3rd guest lectures in your 3rd year, 2 guest lectures in 4th year. Why I am taking 4 guest lectures in second year? Because right away students will be coming from first year to second year. They don't have enough fundamentals. 8 guest lectures every semester. Similarly, 2 workshops, 2 FDPs, okay, and 1 industrial visit. Likewise, 2 seminars, 2 webinars. Okay, all these you have to incorporate in your department academic calendar. Okay, tentative schedule you have to do. That is 3 marks. Next, use of various instructional methods, pedagogical initiatives. Gone are those days when we used to have only blackboard, white chalk piece. Okay, now we have got n number of means. NPTEL videos we have got, Sonet CDs we have got, IEEE videos we have got. Okay, what ICT class, enabled class we have got. What are the various pedagogy methods we are employing to teach? 3 marks. Okay, and how well you are supporting your weak students and bright students? 4 marks. Weak students, how you are doing remedial classes after college hours. For bright students, how you are encouraging them to write a GATE, GRE, TOEFL, placements, all that process involved, 4 marks. Quality of classroom teaching, 3 marks. How well you are teaching. Okay, how well you are imparting the teaching, 3 marks. Conduct of lab experiments. Okay, day-to-day evaluation, again 3 marks. Continuous assessment, 3 marks. And student feedback in the laboratories. Feedback, analysis, remedial measures. They 3 go in tandem. Feedback, analysis, corrective measures or remedial actions. Okay, that's for 6 marks. Altogether, you can see 25 marks are allocated for your process followed to improve the quality learning teaching.
Excuse me, sir.
Tell me, sir.
Sir, for industrial visit, could you please suggest for computer science students, sir, what are all the companies? No software company is ready to allow the students for industrial visit.
Very, very good question,
So
sir.
how can we compensate that?
Yes.
For core branches, we can visit for the other industries also, plants also.
I do agree, sir. Now, basically, industrial visit means what? Oh, if you see electrical students, they will go to power plants. If you see EC students, they will go to ECL or HAL, where they can see this product developed, and they can see the working of the prototype. But for CSE students, it is not like that. A valid question. In that case, what you can do is, sir, you can have a collaboration with so and so software company, get an MOU with that company on a virtual basis, okay, on a virtual basis or a virtual sharing basis, whatever technologies they are using, whatever technologies they are using, and whatever methodologies, sir, whatever technology they are using, whatever methodologies they are imparting there, right away we can have that virtual mode of, okay, transformation of data. Okay, that even you can treat it as an industry visit with respect to only CSE students. Because normally if you go to any MNC company, Accenture or any, okay, Cognizant, basically what you will see, you will have the building, you will have that luxurious thing, but it doesn't get anything from our point of view. What softwares they are using, okay, what is the operating system they are using. Therefore, you should have one collaboration, MOU, and you can have that virtual based sharing of information, sir, and you can treat that as an industrial visit. No need to go physically to that and get the photographs, not required.
Sir, one point to be added here, sir. Actually, we are visiting to the R&D centers also because we are closely associated with various recruitment companies. So we are visited to their R&D centers also. But we are unable to difficult to get the reports. How can we manage such kind of things? Because
So
maybe
basically,
getting a photograph, even when we visit there, we are restricted to take the photographs also over there.
that's what, sir. Basically, if you go for any R&D sector, all the data will be maintained highly confidential. Okay, basically
Yes, sir.
they will not give any permission. Okay, therefore, not required to have any sort of data from them, sir. But only thing is, what sort of technologies they are using, how these technologies are, okay, fulfilling the requirements of this present arena. Those points, if you could able to write a 2 to 3 pages report,
Yeah,
it
we
is
are
sufficient.
preparing that report. Yes, sir. We have a report like that.
It is sufficient.
Okay, sir.
2 to 3 pages report, and what is the outcome of that industry visit, that you have to mention in that 2 to 3 pages report.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, right, sir. Next, we will go for 2.2.2, quality of internal assessment, question paper and evaluation, 20 marks. You can see here, process for defining internal semester question paper, 5 marks. Now here IQAC plays a very important role. Of course, IQAC doesn't have that much prominence in NBA. In NBA, it is called as Program Assessment Committee. Please, all of you note this point, very important. In NBA, it is called as PAC, Program Assessment Committee. For NAC, it is called as IQAC. Okay, Internal Quality Assurance Cell. Here, Program Assessment Committee. This PAC or IQAC plays a prominent role. Okay, basically, you might have seen in few colleges, different colleges will employ different systems. So, for example, in our college, we'll have some 4 set of question papers. Okay, 4 set of question papers. Out of that 4 set of question papers, we will choose any 1 set of question paper. Okay, it is a quality measure. Sometimes, some colleges, they will give the question bank. From the question bank, they will randomly pick some questions. That is one quality measure. And whenever you are formulating your questions, these questions should map with your course outcomes, and they should map with your BT levels. Likewise, you have to frame your question paper. Okay, all that methodologies, whatever you are employing, okay, carries how many marks? 5 marks. Your question from outcome learning levels, 5 marks. That's what I have told. Okay, mapping with COs. And evidence of CO coverages. Okay, you should have that evidence of CO coverages. Every unit after completing, okay, you need to interact with students, and you need to have an oral session or some written slip test or other assignment wherein we can measure that the outcomes have been reached to the students or not. For that, 5 marks. And last one is what? Quality of assignment and its relevance to COs, 5 marks. Okay. Therefore, all these related to examination department comprise of 20 marks. Maybe if your college is university, scheme of evaluation will also come into consideration. If your college is university, scheme of evaluation, write up how many marks, for formula how many marks, for answer how many marks, that scheme of evaluation will be there. That scheme of evaluation also carries a lot of weightage. That is about your 20 marks for your question papers and assignments. Next slide, sir. We'll wind up in 10 minutes. Next slide. Okay. Now, Before slide, sir. You have gone to last slide. Go to previous slide. Quality of student projects, 25 marks. I know, I hope all of you know how to formulate PRCs. Project review committee has been formulated. It has to be headed by HOD, project coordinator. You have to take into consideration the MTech specialization of all the faculty members. Based on the MTech specializations, you have to formulate batches, and based on the choice of students, all that procedure you know. Therefore, I am not going deep into that details. Identification of project, allocation methodology faculty members, 3 marks. That's what I have told. Types and relevance of projects and contribution towards attainment of POs and PSOs, 5 marks. In your record also, every lab experiment has to map with POs and PSOs. Likewise, your project also should map with your POs and PSOs. Process for monitoring and evaluation. 3 PRCs you have to conduct minimum, 5 marks. Process to assess individual and team performance. Okay, what sort of measures you are employing to get the performance of the students? Okay, 5 marks. Quality of completed projects. If it is a working prototype model, even you can market that product, even you can make a patent of that product, or even you can get the royalty from that product, 5 marks. And evidence of papers published. Okay, whatever project you are doing, some papers has to be published out of that work. That is for 2 marks. Altogether, how many marks? 25 marks are there for student projects. Therefore, whenever NBA team comes, they will go with this bifurcation only. As per this bifurcation, they will write the marks. Okay, and 2.2.4, not but the least, initiative related to industry interaction. Just now, Sarah has asked. Industry supported laboratories. Have you got any startups? Have you got any incubators? Have you got any R&D centers? Have you got any excellence centers? Have these centers have been supported by industries? Okay, 5 marks. Industry involvement in program design and partial delivery. Any industry people are coming to deliver guest lectures, or any industry people are supporting your products, 5 marks. And impact analysis. Okay, now industry people are interacting with students, they are developing products, they are giving lectures. You take the feedback, do the analysis, you get the impact analysis. Before industry people have come, what is the impact? After the industry people have come, what is the impact? Definitely you will have a lot of change, because a person from industrial background teaching, a person from academic background teaching has a lot of difference. Definitely you will be having some impact. That impact carries purpose. Therefore, altogether how many marks? 15 marks. Last slide, sir. Last slide before we wind up today's session. Initiatives related to industry internship summer training, 15 marks. Industry training, that's what I have told. Every semester, each year should have one industry visit. Second year, one industrial, third year, one industrial, fourth. Basically, faculty will always think that industrial visit means only it is pertinent to fourth year only. No, no. Fourth year, third year, second year. Minimum one industrial visit you have for semester. Per year, you should have 2 industrial visits. Industrial internship summer training. Nowadays, you know that SCTV programs, summer training camps, programs are there. Okay, for SC/ST students, backward community classes, even AST is encouraging to conduct these programs, SCTV programs, short-term training programs. For that one, 4 marks. Impact analysis. Suppose if students have gone to some industry, DRDO, DRDL, HAL, BEL, okay, what sort of impact they have got after visiting those industries? That report you have to make, 4 marks. And student feedback on these industrial visits and analysis and corrective. Sometimes students feel that, see, when I have gone to some industry, I have not got some enough inputs. I want more inputs from some industry. Okay, that feedback you have to take, and based on that feedback, okay, corrective measures you have to take. That is about your industry. Initiatives related to industry internship training. Next slide. Okay. Accreditation. For accreditation, okay, all of you know pretty well for MBA. If you want to have 5 years of accreditation, minimum 750 of 1000 points you should give. And apart from that, with minimum of 60% points in criteria 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 you should have. If you miss, your accreditation will not be awarded to your institution. Provisional accreditation for 3 years. Earlier it was 2 years, now it is 3 years. If you have above 600 marks, minimum 600 marks. If it is below 600, no accreditation. Next slide. We'll wind up in 10 minutes. NAC, it is another quality measure. National Assessment and Accreditation Council, like NBA, which was formulated in the year 1992, which has got its headquarters in Bangalore, and NBA has got its headquarters in Delhi. Next. because everyone knows about this one. Eligibility criteria, all of you know. Minimum 6 years of inception should be there, college inception. And assessment is carried in 3 stages, like SAR there and SSR, self-study report, student satisfaction survey, and peer team visit. Next. Now you can see 7 criteria are there, curriculum aspects. See, whatever points we have discussed in NBA, the same points will be reflected here, more or less. 70% of the data will correlate with NBA and NAC. You can observe. Okay. You can see for universities how many marks allocated, autonomous colleges, for affiliated colleges. You can see the marks. Okay. And you can see the criteria too. It is like your teaching learning, like how we have seen program curriculum and teaching learning. Program curriculum and teaching learning in criteria 2 is bifurcated here 2 criteria. Curriculum aspects of it. Second, teaching learning evaluation. Go to next slide. This is your research innovation criteria 3. Okay, you can see the marks also. 4th criteria, infrastructure learning resources. You can see the marks bifurcation. Go to next slide. Next slide. You can see here 7th institutional student progression support. Okay, 5th criteria, governance. 6th criteria, you can see the marks. And last criteria, institutional values and best practices. Total how many marks here also? 1000 marks. And how we will get award for NAC? Go to next slide. See, this is your, if you get a CGPA of 3.51 to 4, A++, accredited, you can see the various grades. If it is D, it is not accredited. How the CGPAs are given also, I will show you. Only 2 slides are there. Please, next slide. You can see weightage is there. Whenever physical team comes, they will use grading scales 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose say for first they have given scale as 3. They will multiply 3 with 50. Okay, 150. Again, you sum up here 320. 320 by 150. You will get the CGPA for first criteria. Likewise, you have to get for all 7 criteria CGPA. Again, you do the average. Finally, you will get the total CGPA of the entire 7 criteria. And based on that CGPA, you will get the grade. Go to next slide. See, again, next slide. I have done the CGPA for all 7 criteria. Next. 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 Next slide, sir. You can see. Next slide. See, total CGPA, if you can see, 2.45. If you have got CGPA of 2.45, our grade is B and our college is accredited with NAC. Okay, next slide. That's all. Okay. Tomorrow we will have very important session that is about calculation of attainments. This is very important. If you understand this attainments, okay, you can do a lot of work. Basically, people doesn't understand what is attainment, how to calculate direct attainment, indirect attainment. See, I have got a wonderful presentation. Maybe in the next class we will have a thorough analysis of this attainment calculations. Now it is a time for questionnaire. Any doubts?
Good afternoon, sir. This is Lakshmikant from Kallam Harnath Institute of Technology.
Tell me,
sir.
sir.
What kind of pedagogical initiatives will give better impact on student learning, sir?
Very good. Basically, pedagogy methods are nothing but your teaching methodologies.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Gone are those days when people used to teach on blackboard with white chalk piece. Nowadays, no one is doing that. Okay. Now we have got n number of resources. You have got animated videos also. Basically, if you go for civil mechanical students, they have got animated videos. If you project those animated videos, students can understand in a better way. Yes, I still remember when I was a student in Vasavi College. Okay, I had done my BE from Vasavi, affiliated to Usman University. Okay, I never used to understand engineering graphics. Okay, it is like a, what do you say, something which I never thought of understanding. Somehow I passed that subject. I don't know what is the front view, back view. But nowadays, gone are those days. All those animated videos are there. By seeing those animated videos, front projection, back projection, okay, how to draw that lines, everything we could able to see now. Likewise, NPTEL videos are there. Okay, likewise, you have got IEEE videos. Okay, now all these pedagogy methods you have to inculcate. Yes, and you have to innovate. Then only students can understand those concepts. Sir. Okay, that is why even the apex body is emphasizing more on this one. Now, nowadays we are having this online teaching. I don't know how many of you are just showing your entire PDF or PPT or teaching. Gone are those days. all videos with video animation you could able to see. Okay, those methods you have to incorporate, sir.
Sir, we're all doing, sir, the teaching methodologies like PPT preparation, video preparation, etc. But we're not much doing role playing kind of activities. See, we need to implement such kind of activities.
Yes, I do agree, sir. I do agree because
role playing kind of things, sir.
That's what. See, if I want to clap my hand, for example, chappudu eppudu vastadi when this hand is moving in this direction, when the other hand is moving in the same direction, when synchronization is there, then only I will get the clap sound. Maybe from our perspective, we want to go with all those methodologies, pedagogic methodologies. The same kind of interest has to be generated from the students. Then only you will have the fruitful results. Okay, otherwise it will be very difficult to impart these things, sir. Now, as a principal, I remember my faculty members. I told, since we are imparting this teaching from online mode, we cannot do these practicals. I told my faculties to go to college. Okay, you record that experiment. You do the experiment on live. You record that experiment. You share that recorded videos. Maybe to some extent, the students may understand with respect to those practicals. Therefore, all these methodologies have to be implemented in a similar fashion. The same vice versa. That type of interest also should be generated from the students. Then only we can fulfill, sir. Otherwise, it will be very difficult.
Okay.
Because in some colleges, I remember they have got IEEE membership. You know, sir, how much IEEE membership? Okay, the library has to pay if you want to have that access to IEEE videos. 5 lakhs per annum they have to pay. Even after paying 5 lakhs of amount and getting renewal every year, no student is accessing those IEEE videos. That is the pathetic situation. That is what I have told. The interest should come from students also.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any doubts?
Sir, this is Ramu.
Tell me, sir.
Hello.
Sir, good afternoon. Tell me, sir.
Yeah, sir, how to do impact analysis, as you told, before
good.
conducting the program, how to do a few examples can you use, sir? Impact analysis.
Yes, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. For example, you have invited one guest lecturer from industry. Okay. You are from which branch, sir? Namugaru?
Mechanical, sir.
Okay, very good, sir. Mechanical. Okay. Strength of materials, you have invited one person from industry. Okay, he has took the guest lecture for almost 2 hours. After the guest lecture, basically you will be taking the feedback from all the students. You will give one Google sheet. Okay, some grading will be there. 5 is excellent. 4 means good, very good. 3 means good. 2 means average. 1 means fair. Likewise, you have some analysis. You write some parameters. How is the teaching? Whether it is related to industry related, or whether you have understood. Likewise, some parameters will be there. For each parameter, they will award grade some marks, 5, 4, 3, 2, like that. Every student will do that analysis. Okay, you take the cumulative analysis of all the 60 students who are present in the class. Finally, you will get some grade. Okay, with respect to each parameter, you will get some grade, 4, 5, or 2, 1, like that. Okay, that is feedback you have taken, analysis you have done. Okay, in the analysis also, you have one column. You will put a remark column. Okay, for students to mention some points. You take collective information of all the remarks and the marks they have awarded. Based on that, you have to write the impact. Impact means what? After the guest lecture is delivered on the strength of materials. Okay, in what way students have benefited? In what way they have not benefited? Okay, both should be there, pros and cons. Positivity should be there, negativity should be there. If negativity is there, how you are able to achieve that negativity in the due course of time? That is what is your impact analysis.
Okay, sir.
Sir, Bhagirath sir, one question, sir, from my side also. As mentioned in the projects, quality of projects, there are 4 parameters have been mentioned in the SAR, saying that you need to consider some the attributes such as the product, as well as research, review, application. Yeah, okay, sir. If we are going to considering those 4 aspects in our quality of projects, whenever we are going to, we have actually in our college we have created our own metric for the measurement of quality of metrics, quality of projects. At that time, we are going to make use of those parameters. Now, I would like to ask you here that those 4 parameters is given by the NBA in the SAR. Does those parameters are concerned with the title of the project or the area of the project?
Very good question, sir. Now, one thing, Zubair sir, you have to understand is you can formulate your own rubric matrix. Have you heard about these rubrics?
Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
You can formulate your own rubric matrix based on the measures and means. You can formulate your own rubric matrix, and that rubric matrix need not go with the same fashion of NBA. You're getting my point, sir. Okay, this rubric matrix, whatever you have formulated, okay, it should go both with your last one. What is the last question, sir? I forgot.
Quality of projects, product review, application, and product review, application, and research. These are the 4 attributes.
Very good. They should
Those
go
4
with the area
attributes.
of the domain. You are asking, sir?
Yeah, yes, sir. Either the title of the project or the domain of the project. So, for example, I can combine IoT all projects as single domain, single domain or single area of networking, and I can define the course outcomes for that academic year projects, because I don't know that how many belongs to application, how many belongs to research, how many belongs to review, and how many belongs to product. I can classify for them. Then afterwards, I need to write a course outcome. Then afterwards, we can evaluate those course outcomes for the given academic year's project.
Yes.
In order to measure the quality of projects.
Yes, yes, sir.
So here my question is, either we can go with the domain of the project or only title of the project. Here I'm getting confused to choose which one, because already this system I'm following from last 8 years, but we are unable to classify that only particularly title wise or as a part of domain wise.
Okay, I'll tell you, sir. I'll give you clear description of your question. Basically, for a course, we have got 5 course outcomes that are given by university. Based on that, we'll write. For labs, they will not give course outcomes. For technical seminar, we don't have any course outcomes. For a comprehensive IO, we don't have course outcomes. For projects, we don't have any course outcomes. Okay. Now, for lab experiments, just I will tell you, then I will get that to your concept. For example,
one interruption, sir. Project itself will have the course outcomes in the project lab. Project is also lab, na, sir?
Yes, yes, that's what I'm telling you.
In the curriculum, we will have course outcomes.
Yes, yes. See, how we are able to do the project, sir? Whatever funda that we have learned through all the 4 years, that we are showing in a form of a practical thing. You're getting my point, sir? Because whatever concepts we have learned from that 56 subjects or 60 subjects, that we are showing in a form of a practical prototype. That is nothing but your product. Therefore, all that course outcomes which we have taken into consideration, all that will be coming, and you consolidate and make into 5 course outcomes with respect to project also, and you go mapping with respect to title of the project. Don't go with respect to domain of the project.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. This was clear anyhow, sir. Thanks a lot.
Super.
Can we stop, sir? Because almost all 1:05 it is.
Okay.
Sir, I request, thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your enlightened session on the NBA outcome-based education, in which you have clearly explained about the criteria 1 and criteria 2 in a broad and sensible manner, so that we can understand the whole concepts behind how to execute and practically implement in a better manner in our courses in order to run a respective program of the whole department. Thanks a lot, sir, for giving a blended talk, and hope the participants have been understood. I request all the participants to please on your video, because we are going to take a snapshot. I request all the participants please on your video, just for a sample of 1 or 2 minutes. Our organizers will take the snapshot. I request all the participants please on the video. And still one question is there here, sir, how to design course outcomes and mapping with all POs. Mr. Shaifullah Sheikh, sir, it will be answered in the tomorrow session, because this belongs to the criteria 3. Bagheera, sir, it is belongs to the criteria 3, sir. Tomorrow this question will be answered in a great manner. There will be no chance for you to ask this question, because you will find the answer for this one. I request all the participants please on your video, on your videos, so that we can have a snapshot. Today's session was very, very fruitful, sir, enthusiastic for us to learn of the whole concepts of about the outcome-based education, and hope for tomorrow also we will see the attainments and as well as the assessments regarding the how to measure the course outcomes. All those things in a clear-cut fashion sir will show. Sir, please answer. Please answer. Still, many participants have not on their videos. I request all the participants. And the timeline for the submission of today's feedback, today's attendance, online attendance is 1:30. We have kept the timeline. Almost all till now, around 400 plus participants have been given the attendance. Along with that, live stream is also going on the YouTube, and we are going to put the recorded video link of the YouTube also to all the participants, those who have not attended the session in today's online mode. Due to the capacity of 150 only it was taking. Beyond that, it was not at all accepting the request from the participants. So I request all the participants to, if anybody have missed any part of the session, you can link our you can view from the YouTube link itself. Please fill the attendance if anyone has not filled attendance before by 1:30 p.m. It will closes the link. Even I can't help you. If you will put a message to me also, I can't help you. Please fill the link. Tomorrow the session will be starting at around 10:30 a.m. and it will goes up to 12:30 p.m.
Zubair sir, can I leave?
Thank you, sir. Now everyone can leave, sir. The photo was also taken. Thanks a lot, sir, for giving your valuable time and precious time. All the participants, I will be thank you one and all. Tomorrow we will join by 10:30 a.m. before 10:30 a.m. Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. Recording.